Hi everyone, Sheena here. Today I would like to talk about my intention for these videos, for these talks, and intention a little bit in general. I've been thinking a lot about it, and it's just been coming up quite a bit. So I decided to use this and run with it today. A little thing I would like to talk about while you're watching this and before you shut it off is to, I really would like to engage with my audience a little bit more. I would also like to broaden my audience, and I would also like to figure out what the heck I'm doing. So, um, just so you know, I love to talk. I always love to talk. When I was a young kid, my dad called me Chach, which is like Italian word for someone that loves to talk. So I think it's so healthy for me. It's part of my process. But beyond that, I love interpreting and really thinking about in a philosophical way these sort of universal themes that we're going through right now, and really breaking stuff down and opening them up and getting vulnerable and learning how to sit amongst our differences and our opinions and exist like that. I mean, that is one of my biggest intentions for being a talker and being a philosopher and really engaging with life in the way that I do. So that's a little bit about me. My intention for these talks, and I think I never really fully said it. So I think part of this is a big part of my process, and really inviting more of influence and more followers, and perhaps designing a little bit more of a platform for myself. But my intention overall in these talks and beyond this is always to inspire endless and ever evolving growth in humans across their lifetime. And it's just a personal intention of mine. It's something I'm always working on in myself and really growing and developing. And that's never to say I'm perfect. And you'll hear me say that a million times, because that's not what placing that ideal does, is putting this pressure on us to be these miraculous beings. We're already these miraculous beings, and this is all a part of that. And sometimes life is got things going on, and it's like, how do we manage through it? How do we talk through it? How do we create communication across those parts of us that are a little bit more reserved, a little bit more pressed, have a little hard time sharing? Because I think it's in those things that we've really got to open up, and you'll see us expand and grow. So intention. um, Intention, I find it to be magical when you look at it, but when you really dissect it, I think it has so much more to offer us. And I think there's a really scientific way of seeing it. And I think it's important. I think it's important not for everyone. I don't think everybody has to live an intentional life. That's something you always hear me say, right? What I'm talking about is not necessarily for everyone. Um, but if you are trying to create something, if you're trying to have a bigger sphere of influence, if you're working to um, have a creative endeavor, or build a healthy family, or create strong values in yourself or your children, if you're looking to change careers, if you're looking to lose weight, if you're looking to help heal yourself on a physical level, intention is huge. And here's why. The example I want to use is very simple. If you're walking into your life, let's say you wake up from bed, you've, kind of groggy, you're moving into your life, you got things to do, you don't really set much out into the universe or into the world about how you want the day to go. You're sort of subject to however the day happens to you. And that makes us ebb and flow a lot more, because there are all sorts of things coming at us, right? You get up out of bed, maybe you have children, the children come storming into your room, and they've got issues, or they're not ready for school, and they're frustrated, and they're fighting with their brother or sister, and all of a sudden you're taken by that sort of whirlwind. Or traffic, that's a big one, right? Like you're taken by the traffic that's going on, or you get a phone call, or that's weird, or something, whatever. There's so many different things. But when you set an intention for the day, It's almost like you create a filter. You set your stage, you set it up. So, whatever that intention is, instead, you walk into the day with that filter. Let's say it's of joy or compassion or something like that. So, when the children come piling into the room, you remember that you already set that, compassion stage for the day. And you see it through compassion, and you're able to work towards compassion because you've asked yourself to do that for the day. And I learned this because of yoga, because in yoga classes we say set your intention for the class, and then we say take your practice off the mat, and then you learn to do it in your life, right? It's kind of a yogic way of being. But I think even in any success story I hear, in all the successful people I look up to, they do the same things, routines. They sit at their desk in the morning, they make their day, they plan for their day, they create, they set the stage for the day. Those sorts of things. You're harnessing your powers, you're harnessing what you have, you're putting it into the day, and instead of the day taking effect on you, you take effect on the day. And that is intention, and that's why it's beautiful. And it's not woo woo science. It's real. It really works that way. The brain, the way the RAS, the reticular activating system in the brain works, that filter that you filter your life experience through, um, it's all set up so that you can be comfortable. It's already kind of set up in its patterning. Now it's our turn to start to program ourselves to see the world we wish to see. And that's not toxic positivity. That's not seeing everything, in a certain positive light. Although it is looking for the good in situations, it's not disregarding what's really going on or reality. So keep that in mind too. It's choosing. And we always have the choice. It's always choosing in the moment, over and over and over again. Yes, something, let's say, on the more negative spectrum of things happens to you, and it sucks and it's bad. And honoring those emotions, and receiving it and going through your grieving process, but also remembering that there's always a lesson in here. And if I go deeper into a depression, if I go deeper into fear or sadness, I'm going to miss out on other opportunities that will project and create more health and wellness in my life in general. So that's intention for you. And that's what I'm talking about today. And beyond that, my intention for this channel and my intention for these talks is that I'm creating a platform that is relatable for people out there. And the one thing that I actually am challenged with, and I would love your help with, is I need more relatable topics. I tend to be a little, esoteric or metaphysical in my thought processing, and I really want to ground that into what's going on right now, because I know it's not helping anybody for me to talk about these topics in that way, and I want to know what you want to talk about. And I want to talk about everything. Like, I want to talk about sex, and I want to talk about politics, and I want to talk about fears, and I want to talk about our excitements and the good things and the bad things. I want to talk about it all. So please engage with me. I would really love to hear what you have to say, what you'd like to hear me talk about, what you'd like to break down and really engage with. What are some topics that need to be addressed? And I will work my hardest to find the deeper level, to find the empowering place to talk from, and be very intentional with all of that. So that is what I have for you today. And I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's Halloween. If you celebrate that, great. If you don't, it's just another day. I just wish you to, find your intentions in these days. Find what it is that you're looking for in every moment. It's so possible. So that's what I have. Have a beautiful day.